Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video on Orange Blossom, Neroli, Bitter Orange Tree. I'm going to be explaining the difference between what all these different terms mean. And I'm going to give you my rundown of what I think are the best Orange Blossom perfumes and some that I don't recommend as well. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. We are all about perfumes. I have hundreds and hundreds of these videos going through whole different fragrance families, types of fragrances, new releases, and of course my website with detailed articles, so do check them out. And if you are a regular, make sure you're subscribed and give the video a thumbs up, and down below in the description box I'll link to where you can get these perfumes all around the world, along to where you can sign up to my newsletter and of course get my fragrances and soy wax candles that are all vegan and cruelty free. Cool. So Orange Blossom is definitely a relatively common fragrance ingredient. We see it used quite a lot in white floral mixes combined with things like jasmine, tuberose, sometimes on its own as well. It's definitely one of my favorite scents, and I definitely intend to create an Orange Blossom perfume in the future. And it's one that I tend to turn to throughout the year, I guess anytime except really winter, when I might go for something more gourmand. And I think it's definitely one that's quite easy to like, and I can't imagine anyone really hating Orange Blossom. So Orange Blossom is basically the oil from the blossom of the bitter orange tree, and it's quite a general term. I think there are lots of different varieties of bitter orange tree. Orange Blossom is essentially just like anything that comes from the tree, basically the flowers. What sometimes you might see or read a perfume note called African orange flower. This is basically the scent from the blossom of a particular African species of bitter orange tree. So I think it's a little bit more expensive than just a normal orange blossom, and it has a little bit more of a refined, slightly deeper feel to it, and it's in one of the perfumes I'm going to talk about in a minute. And then Neroli is something that you see used a lot. There's quite a lot of men's perfumes, fragrances that use Neroli in the title, like Creed's Neroli, Tom Ford. Neroli essentially is the same thing. It's from the orange blossom tree. Neroli comes from the bitter orange tree, so I think it's a little bit sharp when compared to orange blossom, which in a very general sense can often be taken just from like any citrus tree. So it might not actually be a bitter orange tree, it could just be a normal orange tree, or any of the citrus family. It could be, I guess, a lemon tree. Just any blossom from a general citrusy tree is your Orange Blossom family. And then within that you've got Neroli, you've got African orange flower. The three can often be used interchangeably, and I think Orange Blossom is the best sort of all-encompassing scent. I think because of the word blossom, you tend to see Orange Blossom more in female fragrances, whereas Neroli tends to be more in male fragrances, but often it might be the exact same actual ingredient. It's just how it's been described by the marketing team. Let's start off with, well, one that I'm wearing a lot currently because we have been getting some hot weather here in London, and that is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. So original Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue is a lemony and very fresh perfume. Light Blue Forever uses orange blossom, so rather than like citrus lemon, you've got the citrus tree blossom, which is richer, more interesting. I much prefer this to original Light Blue, and it's Eau de Parfum, so I find it lasts much better as well. I've been wearing it through the hot weather. It gives me that refreshing feel, but then there's more depth, more like interestingness going on underneath when compared to original Light Blue Eau de Toilette. I really recommend it. You can usually find it at good prices. I keep getting them from Look Fantastic. I have my 20% discount code for Look Fantastic, LFTF Soki, don't forget that. And this has just become one of my go-to summer perfumes since it came out the other year. So definitely a great Orange Blossom, and for the summer months, definitely. If you're looking for something perhaps for the office, something that's not quite as sharp as the Light Blue, I really enjoy the YSL Libre Eau de Toilette. Now, this has some of the signature scents notes from original Libre, so the lavender, the jasmine, along with the orange blossom. And when you first spray it, you really do get an orange feel. It's like really refreshing orange, like a clementine orange. But then as it develops, the orange blossom mixes with jasmine and the lavender to create something that's quite sensual, sophisticated in the way that Libre Eau de Parfum is. You can definitely layer this on top of your original Libre, perhaps in the summer months. I wear it on its own. The only issue is it is an eau de toilette, so you are going to want to keep topping it up. But I really do like the way that some of the signature DNA, but it's still an orange blossom perfume. It works really well for me, and I think it smells really, really classy. So another super classy orange blossom is the original Elisab Le Parfum. This uses African orange flowers, so this is using that specific African orange tree, and it does have some jasmine in, but it's definitely richer than the other ones I've mentioned. It's sparkling, it has a sparkling quality like champagne. It's very, very classy. It's a great eau de parfum, so it does last. You can really smell it, and it's definitely one of the classiest perfumes I know, and I recommend this like all the time. They also have their Lumiere version that comes in this yellow bottle. This is like slightly more orangey than this version, but they're quite similar. I do love this orangey bottle, but you can usually find the original Le Parfum on offer quite reduced, usually cheaper than the Lumiere. They're quite hard to find in America, the Elisab fragrances, but I have found where they're sold, so I'll leave it linked down below. But if you're looking for something like year round, probably daytime, very sophisticated, and you know you like orange blossom, I can't recommend Elisab enough. And then another recommendation is My Way Floral. So original My Way is very much tuberose, jasmine, white floral notes. In My Way Floral, they've added in this really beautiful fresh orange blossom. Out of all of these, this is probably the most orange blossomy, I guess. It almost just smells like just pure orange blossom to me. It is a bit lighter than the original. I think it says it's an eau de parfum, but it's not as heavy. The tuberose of the original really does last well, but again, could really be layered with it. The other Armani My Ways, super, super pretty. And it's another one again that I like during the hotter weather when I'm looking for something that's interesting, classy, but still very refreshing. So other orange blossom ones, you might remember the Hugo Boss orange with Sienna Miller as the face of the fragrance that came out quite a while ago now. That is a really good orange blossom fragrance, and it is very much still sold. You can really find that at affordable prices. So if you're looking for a really affordable orange blossom, I do recommend that. But there are some that I think are really not worth the money, like well-known orange blossoms. So the Jo Malone London have their orange blossom fragrance. The Jo Malone London perfumes now are just so expensive for what they are. It's a cologne, which means it's just like less than 5% concentration in terms of the fragrance oil percentage. I think if you want orange blossom, any of these other ones I've mentioned are like way cheaper and better. So I wouldn't bother with that. And I kind of feel the same way about Penhaligon's orange blossom as well. Penhaligon's fragrances are like over £200, and a lot of their lighter ones don't really last. They have the heavier ones, which are quite masculine. They last really well, like their leather ones and everything are really good for lasting, and I think worth the money if you love the scent. But their lighter ones, like the orange blossom, I don't think it's worth the money. And I would say the same for Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford. Tom Ford's fully sold now to Estee Lauder, but again, I think it's overpriced. And if you're looking for something like Tom Ford Neroli Portofino, maybe try Light Blue or even Acqua di Parma Arancia de Capri. So that's my guide through the world of orange blossom Neroli. Let me know what other ones you would add to this list. I'm sure there's plenty of others, and like I said, they'll all be linked in the description box. But thanks so much for watching as always, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.